Thunderface.
Thunderface is repping America, it looks like. I can respect it. Oh, that will put him at a 25-second disadvantage right off the bat.
I mean, I would rather play on English console version than play on emulator. Just runner's choice, I guess.
Yeah, whatever people want to play with.
Yeah.
But that's still a pretty big time difference.
So, intro stage, pretty much straightforward. Execution base, except the last boss that can kind of trick you. You want to go through that as fast as possible. Not using the full Leo charge too much, since it may cause some lag. But except that, it's just basically keep going.
Yeah, the full charge shot causes a lot of particle effects on the screen, so it can be a little not ideal to use in some cases.
As long as there's not too many sprites on the screen, you are fine to use it. It won't make that much of a difference. If there's a lot of monster on the screen, you will notice that later on in the game, how much it can lags the game.
That's a pretty good example of why the Buster sucks in this game. The Buster upgrade. It's horrible. If you use it as its intended method, it's you're going to lag the game every time you use it.
Yep, so you're losing a second every time you're using the intended way.
Don't ever use that thing.
Yeah, it sucks because it looks cool, the big old combined shot, but it's just so horrible.
But then you realize, oh, this humongous shot does like no more damage than normal.
Yep.
It just covers more of the screen, and there's like no point where you'll ever use that because like most of the stages are fairly empty.
At least we're all lucky that for any person route, you don't have to get the Buster upgrade to be able to get the final upgrade. That's gonna make the game way faster at the end.
Oh yeah, if you had to use the Buster upgrade to use the Saber properly, that would be horrible. You can use the Saber so fast without it.
I think at that point, any percent may actually be Saberless. So it seems like we're having quite a good fight for the final boss. Not too much of bad RNG, it seems.
It looks like everyone got
kind of decent.
Similar amounts of punching. Because everyone has like about the same number of holes in the ground at the end of it.
It just depends on which spot the first punch went.
Yeah, the first one's pretty important.
So let's talk about ice physics. X3.
Oh boy, X3 ice physics.
I'm not sure what's
They're both amazing and stupid at the same time. Mostly amazing, actually.
Make you go way faster, but can also mess up everything in your gameplay.
Yeah, some of it makes sense. Like you would think that you would slide faster down the sloped ice. Some of it doesn't really make sense. Like walking left on the ice makes you jump higher.
I mean, it could be like the XC version, which I'm pretty sure is slope jumps no matter which way you're walking on ice.
Not even on ice, just everywhere in the game.
I was about to say, like, I think it might actually just be on every surface you get a slope jump in that version of the game.
Yeah, it's rather weird. It makes some climbs really cool though, because you would normally have to wall kick something, but you can just jump it.
Can also make movement quite awkward, like you're dashing forward and you don't jump, and you're moving backward after a hop.
I will say, moving after running any percent XC for a little while, going back to Super Nintendo to practice for the tournament sucked. There's like, you wouldn't think it, but there is a massive difference in like the physics and just the way the games play between the two versions.
Yeah, probably the biggest one is the difference in the wall kicking.
Oh yeah,
you're only
that
stuck
was
in place for I think you're only stuck in place for 2 frames when you do a wall kick in the arranged version, compared to the 5 in the Super Nintendo.
It's super, super awkward to move between the 2 versions.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I'm not sure if it's on GameCube or anymore. I haven't played that version in a while, but on PS2, there's actually feels like there's a little bit of input delay. Like, even on a CRT, it really feels like there's at least a little bit there. I just end up missing the capsule jump in Buffalo a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were input delay. I mean, it's pretty much just like emulating all the games.
Also, some quality AI from Buffalo right there.
I'm
Have
glad
you seen
Buffalo's the first boss in any percent because it really sets the tone of every single boss fight in this game.
Yeah, pretty much. And as you see, all runners pretty much has good fight. Buffalo didn't leave that left wall he loves so much. So we were pretty fine on that.
Yeah, he just turns to look at you once in a while, like, please open the door and let me out, and all of the runners just say no, and then shoot him again.
Yeah, the room was not big enough.
Real, with how big Buffalo is, you saw a little midget who's blue, comes in the room, starts shooting at you. I'd want to get out of the room too, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's like those videos of like a cat that just starts chasing after a bear, and the bear's like, "Oh, geez, I gotta get out of here. What is this thing?"
That section pretty much vertical, quite technical as well. And the water, it doesn't seem that way when you're watching, but it does slow you down if the current is not going the same way as you are. So
yeah, the current pulls you a little bit. And
yeah, a lot of small movement can be done there.
Yeah, and those flying enemies that they kind of track your position and go one way or the other, those can really get in the way. You kind of have to be particular with your movement to avoid them properly.
Really, it seems like pretty much all the stages in this game are like weirdly vertical compared to X1 and X2. Almost excessively. Like, there's so much climbing in this game.
And with the up dash that you get from the boots X3, which is only from this game, in X1 you have the regular dash, X2 you have the air dash, and in X3 you still have the air dash and the up dash. That can pretty much optimize movement as much as mess up your movement.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Dropped air dashes are always the funnest thing in 100%. I will say that.
Yeah.
Especially on the climb. They're fantastic.
The up air dash has a really long startup, but it actually moves pretty quick once it gets going.
And if you
And
do...
Celestinno gets a quick kill on Seahorse. Seahorse has some pretty buggy invincibility frames if you knock him out of the air, so you can mash some hits in on him with his weakness to get a lot of damage really fast.
Do you have any idea what's like the maximum amount of frames he can have where he's completely vulnerable?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. I don't think I ever
I've always
checked that.
put it somewhere between 30 and
It's still
60.
based on at which height you hit him. The highest, the longest the iframe are gonna be, so you can just mash through.
Yeah, you have to hit him like when he's pretty much at the crown of his jump to get the maximum amount of time where you can mash him down.
Yeah, that's
Or else you're
that's why
probably
you'll
getting
see
2 extra
people
hits on him, which, I mean, it's still 2 free hits, but still.
Yeah, that's why you'll often see people up air dash or kick off the wall to kind of hit him out of the peak of his jump rather than just hitting him directly.
Which I don't remember. Does the TAS actually like one cycle him even, or is that just not even a thing even there?
Close to, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember actually. It might.
Thunder
It might,
making,
or it takes 2.
Thunder making it safer, quick kill on CRs, but making sure he's not running out ice, because that will be quite unfortunate if that was to happen.
Yeah, it's actually really easy to run out of ammo.
And TAS, but that's because he's vulnerable for like 5 years.
Not quite getting the quick kill on the mini boss entire stage. That quick kill is either free every time or impossible to get.
Yeah.
There's no midway between it.
Berlin dude picking up a sub tank for a bit of safety.
Diego doing the same as well.
I do not blame anyone for picking that thing up.
Yeah, for new runners, the more safety item you can get, the better. As long as it's not making you revisit any stage, you're maybe losing 10, 15, 20 seconds, but if you're not dying just on the final boss, you're actually saving time by grabbing all these items.
Generally, for newer runners, Starvin Struthers actually made like a visual guide for this. It's really funny. He pointed out that the best things to get are the Rhino Sub, Tiger Heart, and Seahorse Heart, because combined, all three of those things maybe take 15 to 20 seconds to get, like, all together. They're really, like, right there, even just, like, straight in your path.
Ooh, Thunderface getting some accidental air dashes that make him just fall down. Seems like standard air dash to me.
I really
Yeah, it's
wish
also
we
really
could have an option
some
to
things.
turn off double taps. As much as I use them. Ugh.
I mean, even my team number 1, I think, had an option to turn that off and 20XX, so it would be great if we had that back then.
Just,
Yeah.
I still want to put forth the suggestion, a ROM hack of this game where you can just, the only thing changed is you can turn off double taps. Just toggle it in the options.
RIP X console game.
I should just modify my controller to get rid of the up on the directional pad.
The ladders, though.
You know what? I think... Are there any ladders you absolutely need to grab? I guess the one in
Nope.
Doppler 1.
I
very
use a
first
gap
one.
jump of that one as well.
How do you catch jump that? You have to like go past
No,
it?
you can use
And
gap
the
jumping, but
setup
it's,
for
like,
it is not that
crazy.
bad. Setup is not that bad, so it's not that hard to get. If I can get it, I'm pretty sure you guys can as well.
I mean, I've seen Louise get it. That's he's about the only one.
No, I mean literally the first ladder in the stage, like underneath that
Oh,
enemy,
yeah.
people throw the acid up through it.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's no way to actually get past that.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
The first letter in my head was the one before the
Yeah,
one.
after
the
that,
one
then you
moving.
can totally gap jump everything else. But it's like the one ladder.
There has to be like a
Bomb.
weapon or something you could use, or just like
Kill
at
the
that
enemy
point,
below
you're
it.
just
and
like, oh yeah, break out the zero zips, yeah.
then-
Just like wasting
didn't
that much
speak
time
about-
to skip one ladder.
We didn't speak about Tiger, guys. The fight is already over on 3 of the 4 runners right now. Thunder fighting Bite right now, having some trouble it seems.
Ooh, dies on
Oh
bid.
dear.
That's
Maybe
actually
I
an okay
should not
spot
have-
to die.
Poke up.
Not
Oh,
too
never mind.
far
He's still
back.
in. He's still in Tiger. Okay, okay. That's. Everyone else was in Rhino, so I was just thinking he was in Rhino too.
Yeah, surprisingly, all 4 runners
Still,
went
it's not
for.
a terribly long place or stage at that point.
Yeah.
If it sent you back to the beginning, then it would suck.
Yep.
Looking at you, Rhino.
Also, just need to mention that Rhino normally, I think, would be 3rd. I don't really know exactly why. I think you can use the drill at some point in Tiger. That will make you save some frames at that point. But all of 4 went for Tiger's 2nd, 3rd.
You can exchange Rhino and Tiger around with each other, or you can as long as you do Tiger after you kill Buffalo, you're good. So I've seen like a handful of runners will do Tiger 2nd just to go ahead and get the RNG out of the way. Although you're putting yourself at the risk of getting bit in Seahorse.
Oh, Thunderface actually
Fortnite
killed it.
Oh boy, that
Oh,
is
he
a
killed it.
13-second explosion.
Kind of funny to say that it's unfortunate that it actually killed it, because normally we just scare him off. By
It will be kind of funny later in the game because Bit won't show up again. It'll just be Bite, and Bite will alone turn into a big monster.
Hopefully that will be the case for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
hopefully
want-
that'll
we
be
don't
the
want
case,
to
so you
see.
can't kill Bite too. That'll actually be.
Oh, we're gonna see some press disposer action then.
Well, in our blind race we did, Thunder wasn't there back
Oh,
then.
man.
Ooh,
Thunder.
Those
Welcome
enemies
to
deal
Mega
8
Man
damage.
X3.
Those enemies
Everything
deal
kills
8
you
damage
again.
on contact.
You would rather get hit by a truck than taking damage in that game.
Yeah.
That is one of the many enemies in the game that does 8 damage on body contact, which is half your health.
Celestinno having some hype fight right now, making sure he's not taking damage. Funny.
Yeah. Being pretty careful with it.
He went in there with 1 HP and pulled it off. That fight is pretty straightforward. As long as you're able to react quickly and make sure you're not just falling for his feint.
Thunderface picking up the safety heart.
Fastest to get in the game. You can just pick at least that extra heart as a safety, and you're not gonna lose that much time.
That one
can't get hit anymore.
If you really need a 3rd heart and you really want to get it, Hornets is your best bet. But that's where you start to get into like a significant time loss.
Yeah, just grabbing the heart in Hornet, I think is maybe at least 8 seconds, maybe 10.
Yeah, that one actually has kind of a big climb associated with it.
Or if you saw earlier at 3 p.m. and you saw the PC version that Nordrum was playing, you can just play that version and switch to 0. Because apparently he collects items as soon as they come on the screen.
would that even be allowed in this time?
I doubt it. That's such a, I never even would have thought a thing like that happened. It blew my mind saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some kind of trigger we could figure out for...
It's one way to get rid of the Beetle Revisit.
Yeah, you switch to 0 and you get up there, he instantly grabs it as soon as it spawns. You can do it there. He got the heart and Rhino by just going into the room. It's great.
Dude, what is wrong with PC versions of X games, dude?
I don't know. That's completely unique to the PC version too. I thought it was just a straight port of the PS1.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected too.
No, it's it is, but somehow they managed to fix the Doppler skip, but that is added in its place. It's very confusing.
Oh, at least they did a better job now on the X1 PC version, which they just outsourced to one guy, and he did a horrible job.
The PC version.
It's like a new game with all the same art assets.
Wait, I don't remember. Does X1 have really bad MIDI style music in it too on PC?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. It's the most hilarious part of the game.
Celestinno not getting quite the quick kill Catfish, so you're just gonna have to sit through at that point. Kind of a rangy base.
I am completely lost. There's just so much going on.
Got to need to remember to keep watching the stream.
Thunderface. He's taking it safe on the mid boss, not just using the usual strategy of standing on top of him, tanking every hit, and just trying to mash him down.
That's actually the intended method of fighting that thing, I'm pretty sure.
Still, a safe strat until you get your timing messed with. When he's mashing into the wall, you cannot wall kick anymore and you're gonna fall down. So if you're not high enough, you're gonna get hit every single time. So it's a safe strat if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's also just nice to go for, because then you can preserve some of your health for the latter half of the stage, which is...
Everything kills you in 2 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
that final rock guy especially, if you if your movement gets messed up at all, you can just eat 6 damage on him.
Yeah, primitive ice shot for the win.
Berlin actually got 4 kills.
Celestinno got hit at the same time as he beat Bite, so he had early control so he could get to the door.
Oh, that's sweet. I was hoping that he didn't kind of, suffer the game by somehow some kind of way.
Did he go into the door before the text started?
He was able to.
He had control during the text.
This is new.
People do that on Vile occasionally. Usually on accident.
I thought it happened to me on accident on Vile.
Yeah.
He's actually.
I wasn't aware that it happened on Bit and Byte too.
Sam, where in XC version at least, Vile can like quick kill you in the same way that Buffalo can with his free speed.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
that glitch happens.
I never saw it, and I never have experimented it, but I'm kind of curious about that one instant shot.
Buffalo can freeze you like inside of his own hitbox, so you'll just be getting frozen and hit every single frame, and it's like instant death.
Yeah.
And then, like the little glitch with Vile where you kill him and then get hit at the same time. In SNES, it'll just blow up his mech, but in XC version, you'll just fall into the still active hitbox of his mech's fist and die. And you won't be able to move, so...
So, Vile fight, you want to make sure to try to optimize your ammos on Ray Splasher to finishing off with it when you have 0 left, but that's quite a scary fight if you do that. So most of the people are going for an extra shot on the mech to make sure that they have a spare one at least.
Yeah, being able to make one mistake.
Extra shots. Actually, like Thunder is going to get the catfish heart as well.
Ooh.
Safety first. Save the death.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That heart is really scary because the game pauses for a little while and you're right next to spikes, so you just kind of want to
I'm
mash
pretty sure
jump.
I'm pretty sure
years of running this game, I still mash like a madman on that heart.
Because we cannot buffer the jump input, so you have to wait for the game to come back in action to be able to jump there. So that's kind of a scary art to grab every single time.
Actually, that heart might be a little bit quicker to get than Hornets, now I think about it. It's not quite as much of a climb.
On the platform moving up there, we usually do a up dash, to skip a part of it, so having to wait, maybe about the same time, I would say.
Yeah, having to actually use the elevator might make it about even. You might just be getting all the hearts.
Use that crazy drill strat and get the electrical field to spawn on the elevator.
Oh yeah. I think you'd probably need to like collect a bunch of hearts first just to be able to survive that, because that elevator does a lot of damage.
Yeah, that'll kill you.
Boy, what a glitch though.
Crawfish, the 3S, yeah, the most annoying quick kill boss fight in the game.
The scariest one, I'd say, because if you mess it up, he's just gonna ooh, Thunder.
He's had a game over.
If you mess something up in
well, he game overed on Catfish too, so that's a particularly long stage.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's way better better than dying in Turn Rhino though.
Dying right in front of Rhino's door is probably the worst place you could die, outside of like getting a game over on Doppler.
I've done that.
I think we all did.
I think that was my first completed run. I had a game over like on Doppler. So my next run, I just saved like 10 minutes on.
It just takes you have to do everything over again. It hurts to think about.
But then going for some strat, grabbing some extra hard, using the ice shot. Ice shot in this game on ground enemies and roof sitting enemies is guarantee HP drop, either a small one or a big one. So you're gonna want to have used that, especially when you're a new runner, taking damage where you're not wanting to save yourself.
It's a really nice feature if you grab a a sub tank for safety, because then you can just fill it throughout the game.
I still wondered if that was a glitch or a feature, or if it was just like it started as a glitch, where they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna move her."
I think.
I feel like it's
Acid-
probably just a feature.
Yeah, seems acids also do the same with
Yeah.
ammo's drop. I think that would be a feature at that point, because having two weapons, especially doing one doing HP drop, the other ammos, it would be weird if that was actually a glitch in the game.
Yeah, just sort of like a not spoken of feature. They don't really tell you about it ever.
It's kind of like a little Easter egg. I guess, yeah, it would be intentional, wouldn't it? Because they probably put that in there because there were the health rooms and ammo rooms next to. I guess that maybe they wanted to have something similar in this.
Well, I think it was more because they feel sorry for the gamer for making everything
They, like-
you that bad.
They were like 99% finished with the game, and they're like, "Oh God, you take a lot of damage in this game. Fix it."
Even the programmers were not able to finish the game without that, so we're gonna add some feature to make sure people are actually able to finish the game.
QA versions just gave you 20 sub tanks.
Just
Yeah, good luck fitting
pause
that.
screen. Replaces all of the weapons with sub tanks, so you have to go Buster only.
Ooh, TortaDiego doing some pause weapon canceling to get the quick kill on Crawfish.
Not dying, which is the best strat.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
you
playing
did
it a bit
brought up
safe
a
then.
good point,
Make sure he
actually.
didn't die.
The health and ammo things could have been for like developer testing, and they just forgot to take it out or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's a good thing they didn't.
Having to rely on RNG to get HP drop. Not sure that will
Yeah.
be really fun to do.
Berlin dude going for a bit of free health, but then he took a hit, so his sub tank doesn't actually fill at all from that.
Wins X4 through 6 sub tanks in the SNES games. You just get sub tank fills no matter what. It goes in both.
They probably figured that out. That it was annoying that to have to be full HP to be able to refill them.
That and in those ones you only get 2.
You're still gonna be having full sub tank for a good part of the game if you're kind of careful enough.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that like it doesn't just fill the sub tank with the excess, because if you like fill up a weapon ammo from an ammo drop, it'll carry over and fill other weapons from that same drop.
I was about to say that was probably a technical thing, but if ammo does that, then like, huh?
I mean, I know it's buggy in X1 because if you like have a weapon selected in X1 and then pick up like say a big ammo drop and it fills your current weapon, it'll fill all the others equally instead of just like going in order.
Oh, I didn't know that though.
That
kinda
sounds
goofy.
like a really good thing, actually.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's
Normally
really
you're
not
like,
intended.
Definitely
Like,
not.
wow, I just got like 30 ammo back.
Hell yeah.
yeah. Normally I would just switch back to Buster to make another weapon field back, or switch the weapon instead that I wanted to refill. But if that's the case, well, not doing that again.
Meanwhile, Celestinno had a pretty nice Hornet fight. You fight Hornet with Spinning Blade because it deals 2 damage and gives him just the usual 60 invincibility frames, while his actual weakness takes a really long time and doesn't actually do that much damage.
I think it does like 4, but in the space of that time, you could hit him like 3 times with the spinning blade.
Yeah. Alright. Thunderface missed a Ray Splasher somewhere in there, so he just went back to Buster for a bit to ensure the Vile kill. If you fail to kill Vile here, he'll just run away, and you will not be able to
He
get
may
0
have died actually to Vile because he was using the Buster on Vile himself for about half his health at least.
He did use a Ray Splasher on the back for pretty much from the start of the fight. I guess it was easier for him that way, so you don't have to time your jump to make sure you don't get hit too much. And Vile fight patterns is quite simple. So using the Buster in that fight is not that bad.
Yeah, if you just use Base Splasher on the mech, then you only really have to keep track of like one rhythm, and that's the rhythm you have to jump with. Where if you're doing like Buster shots, you have to keep track of the rhythm of your shot and the rhythm of your jump, which are both different. Ooh, and those blocks of Thunderface.
That section of the game.
A little bit. Those are really difficult to... Like, once things start going wrong, they just keep going wrong. Because you land on one, fall off, land on another, fall off, and you just can't jump.
And that section of the game is so laggy that you're like, alright, let's do a dash jump and...
that section of the game in like the ranged versions is like super weird. It'll throw you off so hard with not having lag.
Why is the timer going so fast?
Why am I going so fast?
How come I'm jumping and I'm actually jumping? Celestinno going through the first Doppler stage pretty smoothly, actually. One of the hard stage of the game, and managing to get the carbon machine and having even some extra hit take from him. So as long as he's careful,
he can take one sword hit, but if he gets grabbed, it's pretty much over.
Pretty much over, even if you have one safety heart. You need you need 20 HP to survive the grab, since it does 18 damage.
Yeah, it does 18 damage in 3 increments of 6. Which, as far as like a single attack goes, is probably actually the strongest attack of any boss in the game.
Yeah, probably. I think that the next strongest attack is the mines on Kaiser Sigma.
The missiles,
like 14.
Was missiles.
The missiles.
The missiles. Right. Yeah.
The mine does 8 actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine does 8. Body contact does 8. The missiles do 14.
Yeah. This is getting a little excessive. It's a good thing they didn't make X4 on Super Nintendo. That would be
excessive.
If they made X4 on Super Nintendo, the game would have just been impossible. Things would be doing so much more.
1 health.
Yeah.
Too bad.
You have 1 health. If you collect all the hearts, you'll have 9 health.
Good luck.
Welcome to Super Mario Bros. Kaiser World, where you have one damage you can take and you're dead anyway.
You would have got a nice head start on the Mega Man X hard type shit.
Ooh, Berlin dude having a hard time getting his weapon swaps. You can't weapon swap until the weapon's fully off screen. So if you get an accidental Triad Thunder, it takes a really long time, and you will tend to rush it, and then not get your weapon swap. And then
I mean, Spike are
the spike wall or
pretty
spike ceiling
annoying.
comes down.
They are pretty annoying by themselves, but since the game is not that hard yet, so let's just make them chase the player.
Hey, remember those spikes? They move now. Thanks, Cap.
Well, thankfully, if you just go through fast, you almost don't have to worry about them. But if anything starts to go wrong, that's when it's
you're
actually
gonna start
hard.
to wall kick quite a lot to make sure you're not getting hit by them.
One bad bonk and you're in Let's Play Town for a little while.
In
there.
Elevator skip.
Easy every time.
Until you mess it up.
This game could be summed up as a series of awful disasters put into a domino. If you knock the first one over, oh boy.
Oh my, I really love that operation.
As soon as that first thing goes wrong in your run, everything else is going to come after you.
And sometimes, because you misplace them, they are not gonna fall till the end, which is gonna be your lifesaver in this game.
And looks like Berlin dude's full health going into God Car Machine.
It's like he can take 2 saber hits and a single or 1 single grab.
And be safe anyway.
I believe he took 2 hearts.
Billy
But
as well,
after
but not
He
sure.
was pretty much dead.
I think he also got a sub tank, but I don't know how much juice he's got in it.
I would assume at least a little bit.
You want to make sure you're not dashing too much forward. When he's doing the saber, you often get caught in avoiding the saber, and you dash into him, which
You
does
don't
the
wanna ram
same
your nose
amount.
into him. It's
It's the same amount of damage than the saber. So at that point, just take the hit.
it's that magic number 8.
Yeah.
And
Celestinno
Fat
starting the
was as well.
refights.
A good karma machine fight though, damage less on Berlin.
Yeah, it's always nice if you have the luxury of taking a hit and you're like a good chunk of the way through the fight and you haven't been hit yet. You just feel so much more comfortable.
Yeah,
Torta was
for
actually having some trouble with the God Car fight earlier today. It's like he's actually getting through it pretty well now. Wow, he is really grabbing.
he's having
Oh,
Yeah, now you
waves.
see
He's
how
having
much
really
damage
bad.
it does.
He's
That is
fine
from
there.
full health,
Yeah.
1 attack.
And he's just like, alright, I got grabbed, so I have enough HP to survive this. I'm just gonna finish him off while I'm taking damage. I don't care at that point.
And TortaDiego also showed it off a little bit in there, but while if he does the grab attack, while the hands are coming back to him, they don't actually have a hitbox, so you can just jump through them if you want to
Yeah,
jump to get.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
don't
that
be
until about a
understand.
week ago. actually.
I still don't understand why when they're coming back there's no hitbox. Like, alright, I have to avoid them because it's sure that if I get grabbed, but yeah, they're coming back, nah, no hitbox, you're free to go.
I don't know. I mean, you dodge the attack. It's just like
Yeah, you have your
If-
reward.
That's
if
just
you
so,
if you try to punch someone and miss, but then like pull your arm
that
back
kind
and
of
hit them, it
mercy
probably
is
doesn't do as
just-
much damage.
so out of place in X3.
At least it's kind of, you have the strongest attack in the game, but you have the downside of it, which is when you're grabbing your arm back, you're not doing any damage at all. So, kind of makes sense, kind of based on X3 logic.
Thunderface farming some of these enemies for health on the way to Hornet. That fight can actually be kind of dangerous. Like there's a lot of stuff that
There's
can go wrong and hit you.
that's
Also-
another one of the wonderful fights that just has a domino effect attached to it.
And
One thing
also-
goes wrong and suddenly everything goes wrong.
and
You get
yeah,
a bee attached to you, and you're just
It just
taking hit after hit.
and
Drain.
Hornet as well. Need to mention that when he's charging at you with his needle out, it does I think 6 or 8 damage.
I think it's 8.
So
It's
you
it's that magic number.
yeah, and you want to have some extra HP going through that for sure.
Celestino's gonna be doing the new Seahorse quick kill with the saber.
The one that I still have yet to figure out.
He just did the crawfish one. That one's nice too.
Crawfish
It
is
abuses the same mechanic of
Yeah.
their buggy iframes, but the saber does 16 damage, so it just
By
hits
frame.
them. Yeah, per frame, so it just hits them and kills them pretty much immediately.
The crawfish quick kill is like one of the nicest feeling things to actually learn how to do.
So
Just
we're actually doing like
like that.
We're
Oh,
actually
it's like
doing like-
Thunderface is fighting with Hornet's supposed weakness.
um
And you can see the
Nice
kind of damage
well.
output it does. It's a really simple fight, kind of like a mandrill or ostrich fight from X1 or 2, where you just
Pretty
kind of
much
freeze them in
stun
place.
at least you're not having to deal with RNG for that fight. You just have to make
Yeah.
sure you're not taking damage from him, but you just basically have to be closer to the release of the shot because it will always come back to you. So if you're close to it, it will come back faster and you're going to be able to release it sooner, making sure that Arnett is actually not even able to do anything at all. Oh my, these text box on cutscene for the English version.
Oh boy, yeah.
TortaDiego getting knocked right out of the saber right before killing the boss. That's always frustrating to happen.
Well, but still, it's a future. Sorry, from pretty much all the X series on the SNES, I would believe. If you get knocked out when you're doing a shot release, it will be cancelled.
With Hadouken, it does, but once the Shoryuken basically starts up instantly in X2,
and you're invincible when you're doing it. It will be quite something. It was the same for Saber.
Yeah, the Saber actually has like a decent amount of startup to it. It's like
he's like starts
8 or
by
10 frames or something of him just like holding the sword by the handle on his back. So if you get hit then, or even when the Saber's starting to come out but it's still behind you.
Kind of why you want to be facing away from the direction you want to release the Saber, just to reduce that time lag from the animation.
Yeah, that actually, it saves a little bit of time to hit the enemies, at least on the final hit, to kill them, like, by facing away from them, so...
Yeah, if you can be close, it's really nice to just turn around.
So let's see how Celestinno deal with Case or Sigma. The Run Killer, also one of the freest boss fight, if everything goes the way it should be.
He's got plenty of health.
You will never see a bigger difference in a boss fight than Kaiser Sigma in casual players versus doing a speedrun of the game.
That's pretty true. It
is the most nightmarish boss in Mega Man X history, like for a person who's very first playing this game. But it's like when you start running it, you learn, oh, you can just like jump and swing the saber and it takes off half its health.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the lava as well. The floor is lava, can make you hate yourself.
There's also a big difference in the fight if you have 9 HP or 8 HP.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why most of the new runner, even runner, does pick an extra hard.
Celestinno with a 4208.
That might be a PB actually.
Seems like it is. I think his time it was a low 43.
Take a look.
While I'm checking for official time of 42:10 according to SRL. Good job.
That was a PB. Celestino's current PB was 42:53, so it was fairly large.
Nice. That's a sizable PB.
Tournament race PB are the best feeling ever.
A solid 45 seconds cut off his run.
Yeah, so congratulations to Celestinno on the PB and winning his match against berlindude. berlindude not too far behind though. He's in the refights now.
He's definitely having a better run than he was having on his 2 races yesterday.
Yeah, and remember, Berlin PB is 48, 52, 50 something, I believe. So he's having a nice run so far.
If he can get a first try Sigma, he could actually get a pretty good PB here to himself.
Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. Not uh-oh. For a second, I thought Thunderface had killed the turtles in the annoying spots where they're both just floating there and you can't get by.
No.
Oh, berlindude gets hip checked.
As long as you make sure to not die, that's 0 there. You're fine.
Yeah, dying as 0 is so sad.
Oh, that mosquito! I will always love Hetfield's write-up for the 100% tests as like just how excessive the RNG is for that mosquito.
Yeah, every 4 frames it picks a direction. It has to be exactly on you.
Have it, like copy pasted for like a video I think I recorded for that dumb like thing. It's like You want him to go downright for 30 consecutive values in a row, which are few and far between in the game's 45,000 value sequence.
Yeah, I remember working with him trying to find a good string in there.
Like, trying to manipulate that thing for a task seems like it would just suck.
Oh, on Thunder's side,
Thunderface is copying me, dude. That's where I died in one of my
unfortunately, he was holding right when he hit the wall there, and he got hit. So it kind of reset his iframe, so he take damage faster that way, which is a strat we use in X1. But there, that just make him die way faster, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looked like he had a drop jump input of some sort in there.
Did you die there, or did you die to the Victoroid below it?
I died to that one. I like both, actually. One in each race. I died to the hell at once.
That spot.
Yeah, that spot, dude. The second time I just kept getting accidental double tap up air dashes. And I couldn't get by. Yeah, Thunderface. Not attempting the elevator skip. I don't know what his life situation is like, but this might be a good idea for that, or maybe he just hasn't learned it yet.
I know that Thunder is pretty new in X3, especially any percent. So better take it safe there than, as it was mentioned in the chat earlier, if you get one death on that climb, you're fine. If you take 2, you're losing time. If you take 5, well, that's game over, and you're restarting the stage as X to fight Mosquito. So you really better just deal with it and take your time.
You can't quite afford 5 deaths in one stage until the refights when you can farm 1-ups.
Thunder making sure that he's not dropping an input or something. That wall, that last snail there.
Dash jumping off that last snail is always
the scariest thing. X3 all over the place. Always worrying that I may miss my jump, and
the jump's like gonna come short or it's gonna drop an input.
Yeah, and when I was learning X3 80% a bit before the tournament, I was like not doing the elevator skip and was riding the snail, and it did happen quite often. That I just
like the struggle between Doppler and Sigma is finally over. We're getting to the credits on Celestinno's.
Yay! Sadly, Zero won't be joining us. We just sacrifice him simply for his saber. We don't really care much about him.
Berlin has a very strange method of actually fighting Captain America's Stigma.
Yeah,
he does.
I've noticed he does the up air dashes, which I find kind of strange, but I imagine if you get the timing right, it could work just fine.
Which it's actually been working pretty well for him. Kaiser's the one that usually gives him some problems. But he always has a sub-tank, so it's usually not an issue.
And he have an extra...
Ooh, it jumped into the hand.
He has two sub-tanks.
2 sub-tanks, and they're full. Okay, it should be alright.
And missiles.
Just gotta make sure that...
Oh, he ran into the mine.
Well,
I think he actually would have been okay if he just popped his second sub-tank immediately.
Yeah. He could have just dashed straight into the mine or Sigma and just jumped and swung and repeated that.
The mines about this fight are pretty much the most annoying thing ever. They're gonna come for you, and they will kill you pretty fast if you're not careful enough.
The mines are the biggest problem in the low percent fight for me. They're like the only reason why I refuse to run that category at this point.
That was a really unfortunate sequence of events, though. He jumped into the hand right after starting the saber, so he lost the saber, had to charge again, and then got hit by a mine that was like hiding behind Sigma at the time.
TortaDiego, he actually got hit by a mine trying to get a hit on Sigma on the first phase of the game, the fight. So pretty much like, yep, that's the reason why the mine are quite annoying. Managing to pull off the fight though, so I think that may actually be a huge PB on Diego's side.
Cool. We'll see if Berlin Dude can stay a little farther left this time. That hand is actually farther out with its hitbox than like the legs of Sigma.
There you go.
Oh, when he gets it.
Just gotta jump and swing. Make sure the hand sticks out about as far as his like little shoulder turret does.
Special mention for Diego right there with the really huge PB by 4 minutes 40 seconds.
Oh,
Ooh, sub 50.
Also, yeah, making his way to sub 50 club. Congrats on that, and also congrats on the win against Thunders.
There's only one hurdle left for Berlin Dude. Just this climb. And alright, 50-36 for Berlin Dude, just barely missing the sub 50.
So, a nice run. Not too far off is also mentioning that he died the first time he went to that fight, so...
Yeah, that is a pretty annoying loss, because there's a lot of cutscene and stuff that happens.
According to SRL, Diego finishing with 49.55, 4 minute 58 time PB, and Berlin with a 50.38. Good job, both of you. Thunder not too far off though. In the refight, he's way there.
Yeah. When I first started, even on 100%, that was how I actually fought him as a kid. So like that's just what I did. Just constantly put it right above his head and always just jump into it and you can loop him. No, this isn't 100%. I was about to say, please switch off the drill while you're charging.
Maybe he just likes the different colored glow.
Which is an interesting feature. Pretty sure that one is a glitch though.
Yeah, that one might not be a feature because it doesn't always happen. Seems to be under specialized circumstances.
Is always a problem. Well, it's somewhat of a problem in X2 because of Silk Shot and the bubbles. You're just gonna start firing them, and then Silk Shot automatically fires off its charge. But like half the weapons in this game do that.
Yeah.
Specifically Drill and Parasite Bomb, which are like the first things you switch to almost.
Yeah, they're bookending all your other powers.
So like you have to.
If you have a full charge, you're boned if you want to switch to anything.
And with X2, it's a little less excessive since you can like the Strike Chain and Burner are both right next to each other, I think. So you can kind of just like switch between those without having to worry about accidentally going to Silk Shot and not only lagging your game like you wouldn't believe, but having to completely recharge. And this, it's like, oops, you went to Drill, you fired it, too bad. And then same thing with Parasite Bomb. It'll just automatically fire the little 4 targets.
Thankfully this is any percent, we don't have to worry about this nonsense.
Yeah.
All we have to worry about is getting knocked out of our saber animations.
Fun, fun, fun. But 100% has so many opportunities for frog strats though.
Dude, the frog ride armor is so amazing.
I love that it's basically become like somewhat of like a pseudo tradition now. If you accidentally pick the frog armor, you can't get out of it. You have to ride it out. Everyone I've seen that's accidentally picked the frog armor has always just like rolled with it.
Yeah,
No matter
all
how
right.
long it takes.
I mean, it's the kind of mistake that you're just okay with. You're like, you know what? I've never even seen this ride armor before. Let's just go. Let's see how this goes.
It's just that horrible creeping realization of this thing doesn't walk, it hops. And it's not quick hops either. It has like a weird little pause when it lands.
It's gotta psych itself up before every hop.
It's like, yeah, someone's using me.
Hang on, I'm not ready. Okay, let's go. Ooh, just releasing the first shot directly into Doppler. Yeah, I guess that works too. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
not sure Thunder knows about that, but when you release a charge and you have your saber ready, he's going to go with refill HP if you damage him. But if you hit him with the saber at that time when he's using that move, since you do all his HP left damage, he's gonna die and not have the time to refill, which is a good strat to use.
Yeah, he can't regen if the shot is guaranteed to like actually kill him.
Yeah, he takes damage before healing, so you just kill him, then he can't heal because he's already dead.
You just want to make
as long
sure
as his health is reduced to 0, you're good.
You just want to make sure you don't use a saber on that shield, though.
This is an interesting enemy that these guys are choosing to farm. I wouldn't normally pick the one that's on the high ground here, but it seems to be pretty common.
It's actually a little bit more safer since it's easier to hit.
Yeah, it's the safer one. Maybe probably not the fastest one, but that's the one I use to farm.
It's the one you have to worry less about taking an accidental hit from, like that.
As long as you're taking your time, you're fine to make sure to grind there without taking damage at all.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, the dashing under the other guy's missiles is kind of like the saber on God Karma Machine. So
well, I think usually if you just go at him, he doesn't even fire.
Pretty sure he does. You have to dash under the missile.
I usually end up having to dash under one missile.
Yeah, one missile, and if you're fast enough, you're gonna be able to kill him before he shot another one.
I think I would probably just farm the first enemy in the area, like those stupid green robot dudes that lay on the ground.
Another thing is that last guy he was farming, it's actually way less laggy to farm him.
Oh, yeah, he is like the last enemy, so there's not the other like 3 on screen at the same time.
Couple of enemies, it actually will. That is an extremely laggy section of the game. There are plenty of enemies there.
They're going for.
Ooh, right into the final fireball.
He had it, but he moved to the left too fast.
Towards Sigma. Actually did get him. He does a pretty. No, I think he'll die if he bonks.
Yeah, he's actually pretty much
about. He should have a
8
sub-tank, so
HP.
he should be okay.
I think he has 2.
The screen's too small since there's 4 people on here. I can't actually count us up.
Yeah, he took a
pretty
fireball.
sure it's either 8 or 9, so I would not take the chance
Actually,
at that point.
I think it's 10. He should be good for 1 bonk, actually.
He took 2 fireball hits, one on the first little attack cycle, which did 8 damage, and then he took a second one before it reached the ground and split, so it only did 1 damage instead of another 8.
Oh, so he'd probably have 9 then.
That was a nice kill right there. For the hitbox on Chaos Sigma, it's pretty simple. As you can see, as long as X Buster doesn't cross the line, the vertical line with Kaiser Cannon on his shoulder, you're gonna be able to freely jump and use the saber without taking a single hit. That's why Thunder was a safe approach there, making sure he was kind of lined up and jump straight forward, finishing off.
And making sure he doesn't mess up this climb, just doing the up air dashes around the little.
Probably the second.
It never hurts to be safe on the lava. I've lost at least 3 or 4 PBs to the lava.
Sub-hour run though. GG Thunder.
GG to all 4 of the runners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really
TortaDiego and
nice
Celestinno both
race.
getting nice fat PBs.
And also winning their races.
So many PBs coming up in this tournament. This is insane. So yeah, dying to the lava, probably not the worst, most frustrating death. I think just dying on Doppler fight in a game
I
over.
would say the lava is... That's, like, beyond even just, like, infuriating, even.
Yeah, but if you are to die on Doppler on a game over, I think it's still worse.
Oh, it's just something about, like, having already killed Sigma, and it's just, like, not even a thing you should be able to die
The game is over and I'm fine. No, you're not. Try again.
Like, I almost, like, quit running this game because the first sub 50 run I got actually died to lava in 100%.
Ooh.
So I think I stopped running the game for about a month or so. It was just, like, soul crushing for that to happen.
I mean, the game is not over. You're not supposed to let your guard down because you know that it may actually be the end. So you have to make sure you're making the climb. It should not be that. You should be ready for that.
That's just, like, the worst feeling I think I've ever had in a run, is dying to lava on PB pace.
I can tell you that on casual playthrough, dying to the lava is the most freaking frustrating thing ever. You finally beat the boss that was impossible for like an hour or two, and yeah, just try again, man. Good try.
Oh, I never want to have it happen again.
It's really horrible too, because like sometimes you'll think you'll be fine if you take some hits on the lava, because it only ticks for one, and you'll have probably a handful of health.
I found the lava. I can just ride it up. Nope, you got crushed.
Yeah. If you don't keep track of exactly where you are by jumping and stuff, then you'll probably drift to a corner and get caught on one of the corners and just get crushed and die instantly.
Yeah, you can fall to the lava.
Yeah, that actually happened to
the whole
Ochgard recently on a good
I
old
remember him
PvP
saying
Hundo
that.
run.
Didn't want to mention it. Didn't mention that someone did die on PB pace to the lava and was like, wasn't that him?
Yeah, that was him.
So, yeah, even top runners can actually die to the lava. It's not to be underestimated.
The lava is the true final boss.
After a little skip. So that was it for the first 4-way race on the X3 tournament. Pretty sure there's a lot more that may actually happen in the future, meaning in the next 2 days.
Yeah, as the group deadline approaches, there'll probably be a couple more 4-ways.
Hopefully,
unless everyone conveniently schedules at different times.
I doubt it, but what I really wish is that there's not gonna be, dropout or something because people didn't have the time to do their race and actually schedule them. So that would make
be surprised if there were quite a few dropouts over the next couple of days, to be honest.
Yeah, dropouts or no-shows.
There's always some to come in any tournaments. Hopefully, most people are gonna do the race, so we have more hype coming up from these races.
Let's see.
Just get like the luckiest bracket run ever. You're in a group with everyone who dropped out, and then your first opponent drops out. You get to like the finals without having to play.
That may even be relying on RNG way more than any X game.
Let's see, there are no more matches scheduled, but I'd imagine over the next 3 days, probably going to be seeing quite a few. The deadline is on the 29th.
Yeah, I
And
think-
there are still 2 groups who haven't even done a single match, and 1 group who has only done 1.
Yeah, people generally will schedule a match for like that day or the next day, and not like a long time in advance. So
Yeah,
it'll
so
probably pop up more soon-ish.
we have if there's no dropout, we have at least like 8 to 10 matches coming up in the next 2 days. So make sure you stay tuned and follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2. Keep update on them.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a busy couple days.
Which I don't dislike.
It's nice. It's nice to see all the activity with this game.
Yeah, not having to wait for 2-3 days or weeks to get to see people playing the game. Pretty nice.
It would be nice to get all of the groups done before SGDQ because there's no going to be any races in that particular week.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
there are a lot of people actually in this tournament that are going for SGDQ. So the bracket will start after they are back, meaning that we wish to finish all the group matches to fix the bracket before then.
Yeah, I think that this tends to happen like every tournament, every GDQ. Just like, alright, we're on a week break.
Yep.
Special event, half of us to there, so
Okay, I think that is about it for today then.
Yeah, and for X3, and also I don't think there's anything else scheduled on Speed Gaming 1 or 2 coming up. So that was our race, the last race for today, and there's a lot more to come. So
Make sure you absolutely follow all 4 of the runners. Do it right now.
now, do it. Don't let your dream to be dream. Well, that's about it for tonight for me. So.
I'm going to go and continue to be a filthy casual and play Mario 64.
ooh.
Yeah,
I was
See you all
being a filthy
tomorrow.
casual recently and playing Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta.
I
You
want to
haven't-
do that. I
if you
want to
haven't
do this.
Play that.
You can totally do it. That was my first time playing the game, and I did a 4-job Fiesta. You can handle it, I assure you. I even got like bad jobs.
Damn, I just mentioning
looks
this
like
four
actually-
job Fiesta FF5.
Well, it'll
Maybe
probably
it's
be
gonna be a good
hosted,
race.
over on the normal Speed Gaming channel. There's actually a Mystic Quest tournament going on, which I don't think I've
nice.
ever even seen a speedrun of it.
I have watched it a few times already. Final Fantasy 5 4 job Fiesta. Maybe it's really a good thing. Race on this channel eventually. I would certainly join that.
They open every 4-job Fiesta like every year with a big race.
Oh yeah, Doc Light 1's got the right idea. A Mega Man X randomizer tournament.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
maybe
I-
once that randomizer is finished. There are a lot of unwinnable seeds and stuff so far, which is not ideal for something you want to race or
we
even
could
play.
also have the MMX R-Type race.
Oh dear. You'd be pretty hard pressed to find people willing to do that.
I'm pretty sure it would be a nice meme run to race against people for that.
I mean, the only people that have run that are Caleb and Darko, and I think Darko's the only one who like really actually ran it. That's just because Darko runs everything, literally everything.
Including low percent buster on the X game.
Oh boy, him and Gamo are scary with X2 low percent buster.
So I think that's about it for tonight for us. Make sure you follow the runner. Thanks to Fizzle for this race coming up on Speed Gaming. Awesome job there. Thanks for the commentary, me, Lazaki, and Zam.
Yeah, thanks, me. I did
Also,
a good job.
the most modest guy on the planet. That was fun. Thanks, guys. See you around.
Yeah, see ya.